my channel. So it has been a hot minute since I posted a video. I'm so sorry I went on hiatus yet again, but I have been so unmotivated lately with college, so that's kind of also leaked into filming videos. So yeah, but I suddenly got inspiration to film this video, and here I am. It is currently like 12, half past 12 at night. I have a 9 a.m. class in the morning, and I'm kind of tired, not gonna lie. So just a disclaimer, the words are not gonna be flowing like they should be tonight. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna be doing just like a kind of chatty, talking about my favorite movies. I just love geeking out about movies, books, TV shows. If you watch my Whisper Ramble, I kind of talked a bit about those three things. So I thought, why not make a dedicated video talking about my favorite movies in more detail. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I have a little list here in my famous planner. How many times have I showed this to you guys? Actually, if you guys are interested, it's called the Busy Bee Planner. busybee.co.uk. Get your own there. This is not sponsored, obviously. I got this in Eason's. So if you are in the UK or Ireland, you can pick yourself up a copy there. But yeah, back to the video. Yeah, I just have a little list here. I have like 2 runners up that didn't quite make the cut of my top 10, but I still thought that they were worth mentioning. So first of all, we have Nocturnal Animals, which is such a good movie. I was kind of like thinking about all my favorite movies. I'm a huge fan of thrillers and horrors. I mentioned that in my Whisper Ramble. So there are going to be a few on this list. And when I was thinking about my favorite horrors, I was like, wait, Nocturnal Animals. I haven't seen that in ages, but I really loved that movie when I first saw it. It just made such an impression on me. You know, you just watch a movie and you finish it and you're like, whoa, that was, wow. That was one of those movies. It has Amy Adams in it and Ryan Reynolds? No, Jake Gyllenhaal in it. I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds look kind of similar now. Like Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, they're all kind of, I don't know. Aren't they all Canadian? Anyway, that is besides the point. It's like a dual narrative. I don't know if that's the word for it. Basically 2 stories kind of going at once. 2 narratives within each other. I don't want to spoil it too much. I feel like I've already said too much with that. But yeah, take with that what you will. I don't really know what else I can say because I really don't like going into a movie knowing too much. That's just me. But you can look it up if you want. It's not on Netflix anymore, at least here in Ireland, which sucks. But it might be in your country, and if not, I guess you could rent it on YouTube, or you could pick it up in the library. Honestly, guys, go to your local library because they have so many movies. And for me anyway, you can go to the catalog online and you can request any movie under the sun. And you can pick it up from your library. That was like my lifesaver over quarantine. I was just like borrowing movie after movie. And I watched so many good movies over quarantine. But now the libraries are closed because of lockdown, which is so stupid. But whatever. So I can't make use of that service, but I'm pretty sure libraries are open in most other countries. But anyway, that's that. Don't want to say too much more. But anyway, thriller, Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah. I guess that's not that much, but you know. Anyway, next up we have another horror. This is Climax. This is a French film. So, if you don't know, well, you definitely know if you've been here for a while, but I'm very passionate about languages, especially French and Spanish, so obviously this is right up my street. I'd also recommend this if you are into horrors but also studying French. It's such a good way to practice and just like hear the language. Basically, and also a selling point for it is that it's like about dancers, and I used to be a dancer, so that was a big plus for me when watching this. Basically, it's a troupe of dancers who've all been selected to be part of this music video, and I think it's at a secret location if I'm not mistaken. And basically, you know, they're doing drugs, they're drinking, and like they progressively are becoming more and more kind of out of touch with reality, and stuff goes down. And it's really cool. I really, really, really enjoyed it. It's directed by Gas Renoy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it is on Netflix as well. At least here in Ireland it is, the last time I checked. And it's all set in one place, which I think is really cool. And yeah, awesome soundtrack as well. And I guess that's all I can say without spoiling. So go watch that if you like your horrors. If you don't like horrors, I know a lot of people don't like horrors, so I'm sorry that a few of these are going to be horrors. But yeah, it is a little bit, you know, I wouldn't call it a horror as much as a psychological thriller, but for me I find that thrillers are almost more scary than horrors because they just mess you up. So yeah, if you want something to mess you up, Climax is definitely for you, and also Nocturnal Animals, to be honest. So yeah. By the way, I hope you're enjoying that this is soft-spoken. I can't remember if I said that at the start of the video, that like, yeah, this is going to be a soft-spoken video. I've been enjoying watching soft-spoken ASMR a lot recently, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of switch it up. But I hope that I'm talking quietly enough. And yeah, just let me know what you think about the soft-spoken. Anyway, now we are progressing to the top 10. These aren't really in any particular order. I guess the top 5 are kind of like in chronological order. I filmed this earlier, but my words were just not flowing, and I could not think of the word chronological. I was like consecutive, coherent. Yeah, the top 5 are chronological. 10 to 6 is kind of like, you know. Anyway, so at 10 we have 8th grade, which is, I would call this a comedy / drama. It is directed by Bo Burnham, who is a comedian. My brother actually introduced me to this. He's a big Bo Burnham fan. I wasn't that familiar with his comedy before, but I did watch one of his shows with my brother. And yeah, so this was his first film. It's basically about a young 13-year-old girl, and just basically the awkwardness of middle school, and just like growing up and, you know, experiencing like firsts with boys, like first kisses, obviously nothing crazy, and then I just like fitting in and not fitting in, and yeah, just like, you know, how awkward it is when you're starting school. Well, for me, that's the start of secondary school, and boy oh boy do I relate to Kayla. Kayla is the name of the girl. It is so heartbreaking, so hilarious. I would definitely recommend. It's pretty light though as well, like it's not like it's definitely a film that you can just kind of, if you don't know what to watch, just throw it on. It's coming to Netflix, which is so exciting, so I'm definitely going to be watching it again soon. I've seen it about 3 times now, I think. I saw it for the first time in the cinema, and there's this artsy cinema sort of near me, which is a really fun place to watch movies. Yeah, this is also an A24 movie, and the A24 is pretty, you know, it's all the rage at the moment, so if you're into that, I would highly recommend 8th grade. And yeah, I guess that's all that can be said without giving spoilers. I mean, it's not the spoiler kind of film, because it's not really about the plot, necessarily, but yeah, it's a really good movie, and I think it's really true to, like, the teenage, like, preteen experience. So, yeah. Then next up we have Before Sunrise, Before Sunset. It's a trilogy with, and then you have Before Midnight, but Before Midnight probably wouldn't make it to the list for me. It's a Richard Linklater film, and it has Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, I'm pretty sure is her name. But it is set in Paris. Like guy and girl meet on a train. It's kind of like instant connection, and they decide to spend. I think he heading for Vienna. So one of them's heading for Vienna, but they decide to get off of Paris and spend the day together. And yeah, it's really amazing. Obviously, if it's made my list. It's kind of just like slow pace, but not like, it's not about the plot, it's just about the conversation, the connection between these two people, the discussions they have, and yeah, what more can I say? Just go watch it and fall in love with it. And then the trilogy kind of happens, like, the second one I'm pretty sure is 5 years later, and then the third one is 20 years after that, if I'm not mistaken. And Richard Linklater is famous for doing movies like that, which you will see because another one of his is on my list. So that is the Before trilogy. Well, only 2 of them made it to my list. Sorry, Before Midnight just was not my vibe. Okay, well, not that it wasn't my vibe, I just, compared to the other 2, it wasn't. I didn't like it as much. Okay, at number 8 we have a Quentin Tarantino, because we couldn't have a list without a Tarantino. So for me, my favorite is Inglourious Basterds. This is such a good movie. It is basically a reimagination of World War II. It has Brad Pitt in it, and it has that Austrian actor who I couldn't remember the name of the first time I filmed this, and I still can't. But he won an Oscar, I'm pretty sure, for his performance in this. And rightfully so, because he was freaking awesome in it. But it is such a good movie. I love how it's like all the different languages in it. You know, you hear German, French, and English in kind of basically equal parts, you know. I don't really know what you call that, like interlanguage, whatever. I don't know the film terms, but I really enjoyed that as a linguist, or as a language enthusiast. I don't think I can call myself a linguist yet, but also the soundtrack was amazing. Quentin Tarantino is really good for his soundtracks, I think we all know that. And it had David Bowie, not David Bowie as acting in it, but it had Putting Out a Fire by David Bowie is like one of the big themes in the film, and I'm a huge David Bowie fan, so I appreciated that. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything more to say about it. Obviously it has the famous violence, the violence that Tarantino is well known for. Personally, I do like my violence. I don't know if that makes me weird, but I kind of do. So if you enjoy that, I would watch it. It's not crazy. Like, it's definitely not Kill Bill level violence. I'm not even sure if that's his most violent movie. I haven't seen every Tarantino. I know I'm bad. I'm working on it. But, yeah. So, I would definitely highly recommend Inglourious Basterds. I loved it. Okay. Next, we have yet another horror. We have Get Out. Everybody knows Get Out, I'm sure. It's Jordan Peele. I really, really, really love this movie. I don't know what it is. There's just so much to unpack every time you watch it. I just feel like I notice something new. The acting is amazing. Daniel Kaluuya is so good in it. I love Daniel Kaluuya. It's crazy how far he's come from being on Skins, which is one of my favorite shows. By the way, if you want to see me do another one of these videos about my favorite TV shows or books, please let me know. I'll probably do it anyway, because, like I said, I love geeking out about movies, TV shows, and books. But anyway, yes, so he's awesome in it. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else, like, big in it? I can't think. But, yeah, you guys know the premise, right? Black guy dating a white girl, goes to meet the family, and weird things start happening. It's such a good movie. Yeah. I think some people think it's overrated, but I personally do not. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now, and I still find it enjoyable, even though I know what's gonna happen. There's just so much to unpack, and you're gonna get something new out of it every time you watch it. And it's freaky. It's not like, I don't think it's that scary, to be honest. Like, it's scary, but I don't find that I'm like awake forever after. Like, I can go to sleep, but my tolerance for horror is definitely quite high, because I am a horror movie fanatic. So again, if you're not into the horror, I wouldn't recommend. I don't know. You know, I think you can also just build up your tolerance for horror. Like, when I was younger, I could not watch horror to save my life. I'll watch a horror movie trailer, and I can't sleep for weeks. I used to be so not into horror. And then, I don't know, like, overnight, like, one day I was with a friend, and I was like, what should we watch? And I was like, let's watch a horror movie. And we did, and it was scary, but I remember, like, being able to sleep just fine afterwards. And then from then on, I was obsessed. So, yeah, I guess maybe Get Out isn't the best. I mean, maybe it is, because it's not just about the horror. Like, there's obviously huge themes of, like, racism. Yeah, so if you're interested in whatever those social themes, then it's definitely a good one. And it has amazing cinematography. I mean, all of these have pretty great cinematography, so if you're into that, yeah, whatever. Okay, at number 6, we have the second Richard Linklater, Boyhood. This is such a beautiful movie. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. What's really cool, the way it's filmed over the span of 15 years, I'm pretty sure. So it follows this boy, can't remember what his name is, Mason, that's his name, from the age of, is it like 5 or 6, until he graduates high school and goes off to college. It's 3 hours long. It's a very long movie, but it's very beautiful. It's very heart-wrenching, and it's just so real. You know? So I guess if you don't like, just, it's definitely slow, but not slow, you know? Like it's life, it's happening. It's like capturing real life moments, but it's not a documentary, like it's fiction. But I think that's really cool. It's a really cool concept how he's taken these actors, as the actors are growing up in the film as the characters grow, which is really cool. Okay, and that's all I think I have to say about that. Sorry, there's a fly just going around. I think that's all I have to say about it. I'm pretty sure it used to be on Netflix. I don't think it, maybe it is still. Either way, you could get it at your library. The last time I was at the library, there were like 3 copies. So, yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend. It also has Ethan Hawke in it. Yeah. Then at number 5, we've got a more kind of fun, lighthearted one, and that is 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my god. I love this movie. I love it with a passion. I have watched it so many times in such a short space of time. I first watched it like only a year ago. I don't know, I hadn't really heard about it before. And then I was like, okay, I need to see this because, not gonna lie, I love like teen coming of age movies like Clueless and Mean Girls. Those are definitely, I love those movies. But 10 Things I Hate About You had to be on this list because I've watched it so many times. And it's literally one of those movies that I can watch one time and then the next day I will watch it again because it's so good. There's so much about it that I love. First of all, Kat is a queen. She's amazing. Her fashion sense is amazing. Oh my god, I love her fashion sense. I just want to be Kat. I think, obviously it's definitely a caricature, but it's still pretty amazing that a movie from 1999 can be pretty progressive, having such a strong female lead. And then the guys in it are amazing. Heath Ledger, but honestly, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is pretty darn cute in it, although I'm pretty sure he's like 17 at the time, so I feel kind of weird crushing on a 17-year-old. But whatever, he's an adult now, so it's fine. Kind of, right? What else is there to say? Pretty cool soundtrack. And yeah, it's just so good. So I just can watch it so many times. I don't know why. I guess there's just so much to love about it. So yeah, that is there at my number 5. And I'm sure most of you have seen it, but it's on Disney Plus. So go watch it if you haven't. Then at number 4, we have another thriller. I'm sorry guys. This is the last one. This is Mulholland Drive. I mentioned it in my Whisper Ramble. This movie is amazing. There's so much that's amazing about it. It's terrifying. Literally terrifying. It messes you up. It messes you up real good. And it's really actually like proper scary, so do not watch this if you're not into horror, because even it scared me. It's confusing. It's mind-blowing, mind-bending. Basically a kind of brief summary. A young Naomi Watts, who plays a young woman going off to Hollywood to make it, and she's like stays in her, I think it's like her aunt's apartment, and then another woman shows up on her doorstep who appears to have amnesia. She's like just got in a car accident, and basically they try to figure out who she is, like to help her remember who she is. So yeah, that's basically a brief synopsis. It's crazy. It's beautiful, like the cinematography again, and yeah, just it's confusing, but it has in it, what's his name, Justin Theroux, who I learned was married to Jennifer Aniston, which is pretty cool. And then obviously Naomi Watts, and I'm pretty sure that's all the famous people in it. The famous people, the like most well-known people. It's written and directed, I'm pretty sure, by, what's his name, David Lynch? Yeah. Who I'm pretty sure is famous for his like confusing, not making sense, open-ended films. So it's like that. But yeah, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it, even if you're not into horror or thriller. You know, watch it with someone who you feel comfortable with, who you know will protect you during it. But I also don't want to be blamed for making you scared for weeks, so just tread lightly, okay? Okay, next up we have at number 3, we have Sing Street. So I feel like this is definitely it's very not that well known. It's an independent film, it's Irish, so it's like a small, low budget movie, but I loved it. I love it. I've seen it so many times. It's pretty cool because so many of the places it's filmed are like very near and dear to me. The school where it takes place is like right beside my best friend's house. Like, her bedroom looks out onto their sports hall. So yeah, I know it really well. And then there are scenes filmed like right near my house, like right where I live, like literally down the road, so it was pretty cool. And then at one point, I live by the sea, so they go to like film on the pier, and in one of the scenes my granddad has a boat and his boat is in the background, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, and then on top of all that, it's a really, really good movie. It's set in the 80s, which is like another little bonus. I went through a little 80s phase when I was like at the start of what do you call it, like in 5th year. So that's like what, 10th, 11th grade for you Americans out there. When I was like 17, I went through a little 80s phase. So but I watched this way before then. This came out in like 2016, I'm pretty sure. But basically it's about a young guy in the 80s, in 80s Dublin, and his parents are kind of going through, his parents are fighting, his parents are not in a good place, and then I think they have to they have to take him out of school, move him to the Sing Street is the name of the school, which is like portrayed as a rough school. I don't think it's actually like that in real life, but it's like a Christian Brothers school, which is, if you're not Irish, it's like, I think pretty sure they're famous for like beating kids and just being very like harsh, strict schools. So he moves there, and he starts a band to impress this girl who lives across the road. She's like troubled, mysterious, kind of a manic pixie dream girl, actually. Never thought of that. But yeah, so awesome soundtrack, some amazing 80s songs in there. You got some of the Jam. A Time Called Malice is in it, and I love that song. What else? There's some Cure in there. Duran Duran, Rio. I was obsessed with that song at one stage. Also, like, the original songs that they write, like the band, are so good. Oh my god, such good songs, like, genuinely. So I would highly recommend it, even if you're just into music. You would enjoy it for that. But also, it's just so beautiful. And I just love it. Oh my god. It's just, yeah, it's like another kind of coming of age movie. A romantic movie. So, yeah, I would highly recommend it. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube to rent. Maybe you can legally watch it too. But it's really, 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 really good. So, go watch it if you're interested. Okay, at number 2, we have this movie. Oh my god. Is literally like one of my all-time favorites. Obviously, it's on this list. I'm talking about my favorite movies, but like, it's basically my favorite movie, like, next to this other one, my number 1. Anyway, it's Ladybird. I love this movie. Like, I can't even. Everything about it, again, like 10 Things I Hate About You, I can just watch it. The first time I watched it was with my ex on our anniversary, and we did not pay attention at all. And then the second time I watched it, which was years and years later, I was in love with it. I fell in love with it immediately, and I watched it again the next day. And ever since then, I've loved it. I think I've watched it like 10 times. I actually watched it today, and it's just amazing. It's so good. It's another A24. Has Saoirse Ronan in it, a fellow Irish girl. And basically, it's a coming of age movie. It's hilarious. Well, I wouldn't say it's outright hilarious. It's very witty, but I find it hilarious. It's very quotable. It's like literally every moment for me. It's like all of it's like an inside joke with my brother and sister. So yeah, there's that. It's got Timothée Chalamet in it as well. If you like Timothée Chalamet, I'd recommend it. Yeah, but basically, if you don't know, it follows Ladybird. It's not her real name, obviously. And basically, it's just her experience as a senior in high school. It's coming of age, so, you know, her first boyfriend, first heartbreaks, first times of whatever, doing whatever. And I'm so sorry, it's probably like 1:30 at this stage, so my brain's not working very well. But it's really well done. I really love Ladybird's character. I wish I could be more like her. I mean, I know she's a little bit of a brat, but I really like just how determined she is and just how straight up and not matter of fact, but she's just unapologetically her. And I wish I could just be more like straight up. Like, she's literally just so not afraid to just like say what she thinks and just go up to a person and just be like, whatever, like with the guys, like she can just go right up and talk to them. And I'm like, well, I wish I had your confidence. But yes, it's really, really amazing film. Oh yes, and then obviously the mother-daughter relationship is a huge element of the film, and I can relate on a spiritual level. Don't exactly know what people mean by that, but I guess it just means that they can very, very, very much relate. So yeah, I think everyone I've spoken to about this movie has said that they completely relate to Ladybird's relationship with her mom. So there's that. just an amazing movie, and I love it so, so much, and I can't really describe why I love it so much, but it's amazing. It's so good. But yeah. And for my number one movie, drum roll please, it's La La Land. Have I said that before? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But yes, La La Land is my all-time number one favorite film. Okay. There's so much I love about this movie. When I first watched this in the cinema, I was just blown away. It was like the first film that I really was like, whoa. I didn't know that films could affect me like that. Like I just don't think I'd ever really kind of watched like very good, powerful films before. The whole time I was just like glued to the screen. It was just such a, I don't even know how to describe it. I was hooked the whole time. Like, it's not even like it's a hugely exciting plot, but it was just so, everything about it, like the music, like the soundtrack is amazing, the cinematography, but like genuinely the colors, the use of color in this, like the bright like yellows and reds and blues and greens. I'm pretty sure that's like kind of a constant theme, isn't it, throughout? Yeah, and then obviously Emma Stone is amazing. I think she's hilarious. She's such a great actress. And then Ryan Gosling is freaking beautiful and also a pretty good actor. And I just think that Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling have such an amazing chemistry. So they definitely did this film justice. But my goodness, I love this movie so much. Everything about it, to me, is perfect. And I love it. And as a person, when I first watched this, I was actually in dance college. If you guys did not know, I did a year of dance college. So I was kind of set up to be a professional dancer. I'm obviously not a professional dancer now, but for a while that is the path that I wanted to take. But anyway, at the time when I first watched it, I was in that kind of industry. So, Emma Stone plays a kind of struggling actress. She's like doing auditions but not getting any. And then Ryan Gosling is a struggling jazz musician. And basically they meet and fall in love, and it's kind of explores the ins and outs of the ups and downs of relationships, and kind of how people can come together but then grow apart, and like the need for just sometimes you need to separate to grow. And yeah, I guess that's really it. But it's amazing. Whoa, sorry, I don't even know. I think that's all I have to say. Sorry that this was sort of all over the place. I was kind of expecting this to be more cohesive and just a nice, flowing, eloquently spoken video, but it was not. So, but I still hope that it was relaxing and just fun to hear me geek out about movies, because it's just something that I love to do. So, if you guys are interested in another video like this with TV shows or with books, let me know, because I have a ton of recommendations and favorites to share with you. So yeah, I will leave it there. I've been talking for like 2 hours now, and my throat is sore, and I'm very tired. So I will see you guys hopefully very